Hello everybody and welcome back to another Pokemon episode. This time I'm actually recording from my 3DS, except I'm breaking a golden rule of Let's Plays by using an actual camcorder to record instead of, an actual capture card or software, being a legitimate Let's Player. But, actually no you don't know. Anywho, I wanted to share these three matches with you that I've had saved on my Pokemon X file for quite some time. Mostly because I don't just play on Pokemon Showdown. I actually legitimately try making the Pokemon that I have set up in Showdown into the actual game so I can play them in like VGC tournaments and such. And one way of practicing for this is going onto the Wi-Fi battle spot when my internet wants to work with me. And, just try them out and see on how they do with people online. Except one thing that I kept running into is the fact that there's a whole lot of people who do nothing but just bring, like, the uber-tiered legendary Pokemon, expecting that they can just walk over everybody because, oh hey, my Pokemon looks cooler than yours. And so I'm bringing you 3 battles where I just stomp all of these morons. And as you can see out front, I have Ectiarn, my Sylveon, and Abaddon, my Blaziken, who I don't know if I ever actually had show up in a Pokemon Showdown video. And one thing I love about Abaddon is high jump kick, stone edge, and then give him the wide lens. Yeah, even moves with low accuracy chance, you can usually hit more than once with them. And unfortunately, I haven't traded my Sylveon into my Alpha Sapphire game to move Tutor on Hyper Voice. That's why she's been using Moonblast this whole fight. And out comes Arceus. And out comes Mega-Absol. I don't even know if this is recording properly. The game footage that I'm watching right now might be on a delay timer. And just took out his Giratina right there with the Sucker Punch. I'm really not good at commentating over these kind of things. I'm not Justin Flynn. I don't know why more people don't use Mega-Absol. It's such a good Pokemon. Mostly because of Magic Bounce. And I'll show you why I love Magic Bounce in a later video. It's pretty funny. So yeah, I killed his Arceus, and my first match. Alright, and on to the second match, which is me against Mao, who I think is the fascist leader of China, something like that, whatever. Anywho, this guy didn't bring 4 full legendaries to his team, instead it was just 2, but you'll see on how these guys are going to get pretty annoying later. I send out Arda, my Rhydon, first this time instead of Blaziken. I haven't actually used Arda all that much because I've found better guys for my team. I don't know, I kind of miss him though. There's something about Gen 1 Pokemon that just kind of rubs the nostalgic for me. And of course the Smeargle knows Dark Void, which is kind of fucking annoying. I couldn't figure out what the hell type this Arceus was because the colors looked weird for me. So I was just trying out a whole bunch of different moves hoping that one of them would work. And thank God for that Eviolite, otherwise he would have been one-shot by that Judgment. And of course the Smeargle turns into a second Arceus just to make this even more annoying on me. Smeargle is one of my favorite Pokemon because of the fact that he can learn every move. Except for, like, Chatter and maybe a couple others. But still, Smeargle's awesome. Rhydon taking that second Judgment like a boss. And that's really all this guy is doing, is just spamming Judgment over and over again, expecting it to work. At this point in the fight, I was actually getting really mad at the guy, so I ended up just using Earthquake, which, yeah, it took out Sylveon, but managed to do a bit of damage to both of his guys. And out comes Glint, which everyone on the Justin Flynn forums is telling me is actually a really bad setup, but he was my first ever shiny and I really wanted to use him. Had the guy all the way from Silver Version. Finally took down that Smeargle. And then Arceus decides to use Recover, like a little jerk face. And out comes Darkrai, his second legendary. And it's a shiny Darkrai. Yeah, I'm totally sure you caught that thing legit, bro. Cool story. But now out comes the Brave Bird, take out Arceus. And I'm really wondering how many people in the comments are going to be yelling at me for how I pronounce Arceus. Because there's like 5 different freaking official ways to pronounce his name. I don't know. And out comes his last Pokemon, his Electivire. I've been kind of wanting to make one of those for my team. Electivire is a pretty cool Pokemon, but at the same time I kind of like Electabuzz a little bit more. Might do some sort of Eviolite spread on a guy. And Darkrai uses Dark Void once again. Which I don't know if the move Dark Void or if Darkrai himself is banned from VGC. I'll have to look into that. I know that there's some sort of rule that you can't have more than one Pokemon asleep at a time. But you'll see that this Darkrai comes and bites him in the ass here in just a bit, because out comes my Absol. Mega-Absol, yay! I love Mega-Absol so much. Use a Sucker Punch just to get rid of that Electivire. And this is why I love Magic Bounce so much. Put his own Darkrai to sleep. Don't you feel stupid, buddy. Not many people expect Mega-Absol, and not many people need Magic Bounce. And since his Darkrai is now asleep, all I had to do is just hit the guy until he falls down. Which he did. Down goes Darkrai. And thus I have defeated Mao. And on to the third match, which is the final match I have saved for you guys today. Another guy with 4 legendaries. Except one of these legendaries kind of confused me when I first fought this guy. His name is Red, but the only thing red on him is the feather in his hat. Shiny Genesect and Shiny Latios. Actually, no, the Latios isn't shiny. I'm thinking of Dragon Man. Pardon. This is what confused me. I didn't know that Latios and Latias could Mega Evolve in X and Y. That was only implemented in Ruby and Sapphire, the remakes. A lot of people in the Justin Flynn forums are telling me that Outrage is really bad in double battles, but it's been doing well for me, so I don't see a reason to get rid of it. I knew the Genesect was going to be trouble when I sent out Sylveon first, but a lot of his Pokemon I thought that she could handle. Except here comes a Techno Blast, which she takes like a champ. Love me some tanky pokes. And of course, it's the Event Arceus that has like Spatial Rend and all the special moves. However, luckily Multiscale is pretty much the sturdy for Dragonite, so it's impossible for him to get one-shotted. Which I love. Here comes another Flash Cannon on Sylveon. She doesn't take it this time. I keep on calling it a she, even though my Sylveon's male. Gender roles. But the Outrage finally gets rid of the Genesect as well. And now, because of Outrage, Dragonite's confused, but Personberry! Ooh, but here comes that Aurora Time. Pretty much a Dragon-type Hyper Beam. Down goes Dragonite. So now it's 2-on-2. So I send out Mega-Absol and Blaziken. And no doubt he was thinking that the Blaziken was going to be the one to Mega Evolve, because that's what everyone assumes, except nope, Absol. It's like the Spanish Inquisition, no one expects Mega-Absol. Sucker Punch into Giratina, drops it over halfway. And then the Giratina uses Aura Sphere, which is a fighting type move, on Blaziken, instead of the Absol, which probably would have one-shotted him. And a high drop kick onto Arceus, takes him out. And I already had a type advantage against this guy, so it was just a matter of time. Or a matter of a single Sucker Punch. So yeah, these people are legendarily bad.